Turtle with guns.
Hello, everyone! Welcome back to more journal reading in Kingdom Hearts 2. Movie's looking beautiful. Figured, everybody could have a nice potential last
goof.
look at him. Here's Donald too.
For now.
Unfortunately, we're really tall, so a little unfortunate. But yeah,
I'm sure you were the tallest one here. Rather unfortunate.
It was really weird. I don't know. I find weirdness with it. Anyways, we're going to be reading. So here's Pencilette, and then not Pencilette. So, also known as Hainer.
Yeah. Okay, glad you figured it out.
So
we did the characters already, so we move on to story, right?
Yes, we have done everything here that is worth reading, aka Ansem reports, character files, lists, nobodies, missions, mini-games, limits, and even synthesis notes. Character links
was literally the same as character files, and everything else is just a checklist with nothing to actually read.
Yeah, character links is supposed to be like, of the world you're in sort of thing. If you're more...
Yeah, but again, we already did that. That was in the character files.
Mm-hmm. So, all we have left is each individual world's story, because their little sections are things that we've already been after. But we'll take a look at the albums, and well, that's really it.
Yeah. Again, we've already done missions and mini games.
Yeah.
So it's really just going to be story.
Yep. So, oh boy, the story for these are kind of long, so...
You better go grab something to drink.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
So I'll start, and then me and Mayo will hand off as it has been
going.
Yeah,
because this is too long to do one person. It's just not going to work.
Okay, halfway through we'll swap between.
We'll see how that works for now.
Yeah, alright. Guided by a voice calling out to him, Sora awoke in a mysterious old mansion. He must have been sleeping there for a long time, but he couldn't remember a thing. Stepping outside, he found the town strangely familiar, even though he had never been there before. Sora was wandering around Twilight Town as puzzled as ever when he met Hainer, Pence, and Alette in the back alley. They said they'd seen someone at the station who was looking for Sora and friends. From the sounds of things, it must be the king. Sora and his friends hurried to the station, but suddenly found themselves surrounded by swarms of foes. The black-clad warrior who rescued them from their predicament, I know, we're never going to learn how to read, trust me, was none other than the king himself. There was little time to celebrate their reunion. "You gotta board the train and leave town," said the king, who gave Sora a pouch of money before disappearing. But if the king had been locked away in the realm of darkness and was safe and sound...
Locked away in the realm of what?
The realm of darkness!
Thank you.
That meant Riku must be too. Sora made up his mind to search for Riku. He and I can go back to the islands together. Hyru's there waiting for us. Donald and Goofy agreed to come along too, of course, because why wouldn't they? It was
Seriously, you never heard of paragraph breaks. It should have been like 3 different paragraphs.
Should have been clearly one video. It was time for them to set out on their next journey. Just like the king said, they had to take a train out of town. They said goodbye to Hainer and the others, who had come to the station to see them off. It was a tearful farewell, even though Sora had only just met the 3 friends. Still, feeling strangely sad, they rode the train to the base of a lonely tower. Donald and Goofy knew the fellow at the tower entrance. He was never up to any good. Started making trouble in the neighborhood. Sorry. The king had banished him to another dimension, as we've established. That's a lie. But the sorceress Maleficent freed Pete, who served her now. He was gathering an army of Heartless and had his eye on making a Heartless out of the king's teacher, Master Yen Sin. The tower was overflowing with Heartless. Master Yen Sid was waiting for Sora, completely exposed, and his friends when they finally made their way to the top. Chosen wielder of the Blade, you are the key that will open the door to light. I still don't understand this sentence. And what do you mean chosen wielder? There's many chosen wielders. We've established this.
Excuse me, the door to what?
Oh, the door to light.
Thank you.
I try to do it in a different tone, so then, oh my god, this is a long paragraph. So then, RTX can actually capture me. According to Yen Sid, the light was under a new threat from the enemies called nobodies. These were the empty shells left behind when someone with a strong heart became heartless. Yet they had purpose and will that they could act on. A group called Organization 13 was controlling these nobodies, although their goals are still unknown. The king is on a journey to discover what exactly Organization 13 is trying to accomplish, and if they find the king, they'll likely know where Riku is too. Sora decided to go out in a search of the king, but needed to change it out of his too small outfit first. You know, a year does a lot to you when you're going through puberty.
Yeah, apparently so. Looks like we're about half.
Yeah,
Maybe a little less.
Probably finish after this big paragraph here, and then you can hand off. The three good fairies gave Sora enchanted garments in preparation for his journey. All that was left was to set sail in the gummy ship Master Yen Sid had prepared. If they opened the gates as indicated by the beam of light streaming from the Keyblade.
The beam of what?
A beam of light.
Thank you.
Streaming from the Keyblade. New paths should appear one after another, connecting the worlds once more. Yes, everything is connected, even hearts that are far apart and out of reach. A new adventure awaits. Alright, you can take it from here.
Alright, my turn. They arrived in Twilight Town again to help find Vivi, desperately searching for help. Sora and friends ran to the Sandlot and defeated the nobodies who were threatening Cypher and his gang. Syx, a member of Organization 13, appeared to give the group a warning. It seems Axel has gone AWOL and was aiming to turn Sora into a He then made a fleeting remark about Riku before vanishing into the darkness. Cypher tried to get Sora to accept the trophy, proclaiming him as the strongest guy in town. That's when a flustered prince came by and asked, "You know somebody named Kairi?" Kairi had come to Twilight Town in search of Sora, but then Axel kidnapped her. "You gotta help Kairi!" Sora exclaimed. Just then, the Crystal Cypher's trophy began to glow, and a new road was opened. Surely this road would lead to Kairi and Riku. So believing, Sora and friends wandered away to find them. Fox found from darkness held some ice cream and photos of the old mansion in Twilight Town. As Sora and his friends came by the mansion searching for clues, only to find Hainer and his friends recovering after being attacked by the Let's said they thought the old mansion was some kind of gateway to an alternate Twilight Town. What do you mean, alternate? For some strangers, it's Sora and friends found that they had duplicates of handmade pouch crystals that had supposedly been one of a kind. This proved that there was a Twilight Town out there that closely resembled the one over here.
This is that the longest paragraph known to man.
This other town was where whatever's missing from here once that Phantom area disappeared from this Twilight Town, continuing in the other one. That's when the king appeared. He was on the trail of Ansem the Wise, who was heading for Organization 13 struggled. Well, he was, oh thank goodness, the break. He was so big about it. You sound like Sora might be able to meet up with Riku if he tags along too. Okay, I said before that one paragraph was like 3 paragraphs in one. That one is like 10. Ugh.
Number 34 sentences, guys.
The Mansion's computer was connected to Twilight Town over there, where they should be able to find a way into the realm of darkness. The computer was password protected, but Sora and his friends remembered a likely hint. The ice cream that had been in the box with the photos of the mansion. Turns out the password was sea salt ice cream. Entering the name of Ansem the Wise's favorite treat activated the device, but shot out a beam of the road to the other Twilight Town had been opened. Sora and his friends arrived in the other Twilight Town and joined the king in his... I lost my place. Joined the king in his search for going into the dark realm. The entrance was an eerie gaping hole in the basement hall of the old mansion. Sora and his friends headed into the darkness, but were beset by enemies on all sides. Axel was the one who got them out of their predicament. He apologized for kidnapping Kyrie and put everything he had into wiping out the marauding foes. When Sora asked why, Axel muttered, "I just wanted to see Roxas again. He made me feel like I had a heart," before fading away. Though it cost him his life, Axel had used every last drop of his strength up in the final path Sora had to follow. The path that led to kidnaps Kyrie.
Well, that was the entire Twilight Town story. Let's check out the album.
Effort run on sentences. That's my review.
So here is a message. Thank Nomin. Awakening. Sora awakens from a long slumber and reunites with friends Donald and Goofy.
You can even see the tooth color overlay in this picture.
The King's Teacher. A mysterious tower was inhabited by Master Yen Sid, King's Teacher. Kyrie arrives. Kyrie arrived in Twilight Town in search for Sora, but I thought she didn't know who Sora was at this point.
Yeah, she did.
I know. The road onward. Sora's Keyblade began to glow and the path to another world was open. You know, I still wonder if anybody saw him doing this, because remember how everybody just kind of disappears whenever he does this?
Yeah, seriously.
Another world. Sora and friends had traveled to an alternate Twilight Town and into the darkness. Axel's power revealed the path leading to Organization 13's headquarters. And this is recorded data.
Data, nothing written there, just data. Okay. Well, that's all of them.
So now we get to move on to Radiant Garden. I don't know why these are out of order and it bugs me, but whatever.
Oh, great. The one stage that might actually be able to rival Twilight. Right? No, the one never was might be able to rival it too.
Yeah, this one's actually substantially shorter, it looks like.
Alright.
Alright.
We're still going to do it by half?
Yes.
Okay.
Once again, we came to Hollow Bastion. Things were different, but peace remained as far off as ever. While wandering through a town still plagued by heartless, we were reunited with Yuffie. Welcome to the Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee. We were led to Merlin's house and found Leon and all our friends there. Apparently, they had all recently remembered us. We agreed to help rebuild the town, but big obstacles remain. So does that mean, like, Naminé fucked with their memory too? Is that how that works?
From what I understand, she screwed with everybody's memories.
Damn. And she's a nobody. Imagine nobody with that much power.
It's... They're just lucky that she wasn't malicious. If she was, imagine the King Marsui would have gotten men.
Oh, probably a more crazy, interesting...
Seriously?
In Villain's Vale? Villain's Vale? That's the name of the place? I want to go to Villain's Vale. In Villain's Vale, the heartless were swarming as nobodies darted about. Sora was ready to take the entire horde on, but just then, Organization 13
the Bailey? Villain's Vale is the Bailey? Why didn't you just call it Villain's Vale?
I don't know, Villain's Vale sounds cool. But then the Organization 13 appeared, mocking Sora with puzzling words. Ain't that an analogy for this entire series? But with no time to reflect on this, the Keyblade shone, opening the way to another world. Remembering Yen Sid's words, we set off once again. Wait. Oh, yeah, this is in the perspective of Jiminy. I was like, why is he saying we suddenly? Because I thought it was in the perspective of Sora. I completely forgot to consider this is in the eyes of Jiminy.
It literally says there at the top, Jiminy's journal.
Yeah. Look, sometimes you just forget, okay? Guided by Merlin, we returned to Hollow Bastion, and what did he have? Book of... But the heartless...
You should really consider rewriting that phrase, Jiminy.
The Book of Pooh! Yeah, you can add Winnie the Pooh there,
Of course.
But the heartless tore out the pages, and Pooh's memory with them. Ooh, so the heartless are also nominated. To put things back in order, he had no choice to find all the torn pages.
To be
Thorns
fair, at least the
appeared-
Heartless aren't screwing with the memories of everybody that ever knew him.
True, that is very true. Thorns had appeared in Disney Castle. If we didn't hurry, it would fall to the darkness. With Merlin's assistance...
Well, to the what?
The darkness.
Thank you.
With Merlin's assistance, we found out a way to save Disney Castle. Thanks to Sora and his friends, peace returned to the castle once more. The Heartless and Nobody in Hollow Bastion continued to grow in number. Upon returning to Merlin's house, we learned of a computer Ansem used in his research. What's more, we found out the king was with Leon. But when...
Of course.
Yeah, of course. But when we got to Ansem's study, there was no king and no computer. The door to the computer room was... the computer room! Sorry, I just thought about that. Was concealed by a hidden switch.
Speaking of that, when are you going to go back to playing Shadow again?
I don't know.
Then don't bring it up!
Hardly computer savvy, Sora and Donald pounded on the computer's keys until a strange device activated and sucked us all into a strange world. The world we found ourselves in was the computer system itself! Shouldn't this be a part of Tron's thing at this point? With the help of a
this should really be
security
Space
program
Paranoid.
named Tron, we got back out to the outside world and began looking for the password to a data space inside the computer. Inside the data space was all of Ansem's data research.
Okay, I think that's half. I'm going to cut you off there. If anything,
Yeah.
it's a little over. But that paragraph was long, so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Back in the outside world, we used the scribbles on a blueprint. Door to darkness. The king's own hints to figure out the password. The names of the 7 princesses that were used to open that very door. We headed back to the computer well, to keep our promise to Tron. We unlocked the data space and returned to Hollow Bastion. Now we can get the data inside the DTD, but nearly all the data was corrupted, and no entries on Riku or Kai were to be found. While poking around, we dug up someone's portrait. King said it was Ansem, but he wasn't Ansem. Or he wasn't the Ansem we knew. The Ansem we knew was just a homeless of someone who was pretending to be Ansem, and the nobody of that was leader of Organization 13. King said he was to be the real Ansem, who would know if the fake Ansem was. With that said, the room was rich with a loud noise. I know all this, and it's still confusing to read.
I know.
Outside, the list of nobodies was swarming the town. Leon and our other friends confronted the enemy horde. Everyone charged fearlessly into the sea of foes pouring from the valley's great maw. And who showed his face at the end? Xemnas, leader of Organization 13, whose true identity was Xehanort, pupil of Ansem the Wise. Sora tried to ask about Riku and Kairi, but Xemnas told him to ask your king, and disappeared into the darkness. Then Axel appeared, warning Sora that the organization was using him. Lost her answer, Sora was surrounded by homeless. And then a ray of light appeared. Amidst such much speculation, the battle drew to a tentative close. Hollow Bastion was supposed to be at peace. But something went wrong. The MCP hijacked the computer system, sent the homeless at the town. We headed off to see Tron again. Sora's the crisis of MCP, which hoped to seize power. After destroying the MCP, we received a present from Tron. It was a picture of the town in its early days. Seeing the old sites brought the name Hollow Bastion came to use. Did not know. The town's true name was Radiant Garden.
I like how you waited. Again, shouldn't some of that have been Space Paranoid? Like, what are they going to tell us for Space Paranoid at this point?
Is there even a category for Space Paranoids? Because we went over
There
everything.
is, yeah, see?
There is. Okay. I have no idea.
So let's see, the album. The committee. Leon and friends prepare for the reconstruction of Hollow Bastion. Organization 13. Oh god, why'd they have to get such a blurry image?
Seriously.
Organization 13 stood in Sora's way.
Only one of them looks non-blurry.
The journey begins. The Keyblade opened a new gate between worlds. I hope it shows that for every single one, just him finding a new way in. Ansem the Wise. Sora and friends hadn't defeated the real Ansem because, he's a good guy, allegedly, in heavy quotations, but his apprentice Xehanort. Battle Royale.
I would say that he's more of a good guy than Xehanort, but I'm not even sure if that's true.
Ooh, Battle Royale. When are we going to get a Kingdom Hearts Battle Royale?
Don't give them ideas. We're already teetering dangerously close to the key.
Swarms of heartless nobodies descend onto Hollow Bastion. King decides. That's when he threw away his cloak, which is supposed to protect him from darkness. The king took a stance in the midst of a fierce battle. Heartless again. Where are the Heartless at? I don't see any. Once peaceful town was invaded by Heartless yet again. What is the point of this room anyways? Is this the entire computer system?
This is where they make the Heartless in.
It is?
They showed it in the cutscene.
Oh, okay.
In fact, this is the cutscene.
I just don't remember.
So what happens when you take about a year to play a game and don't get any story content for at least a few months?
Yeah. Its true name, peace reigns anew, and all remember the town's true name. Radiant Garden. Garden. Garden.
They should have just kept the name Hollow Bastion. Better name anyway.
Yeah, I prefer it. Or they should make another world called Hollow Bastion, or be Hollow Bastion or something. But they can't do that, it's too late.
Maybe they can keep it the same world, but like one section is called Hollow Bastion, another is Radiant Garden, like something.
Yeah, like
I feel like Hollow Bastion.
I feel like the big castle in the middle should be called Hollow Bastion still.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That would make sense, unless they plan to restore that castle, which I have serious doubts about.
Good luck with that one. Alright, Beast Castle.
We stopped by the castle, but I like how they say the castle. If you didn't know this was Beast's Castle, then you would have no idea what castle they were referring to. Stopped by the castle. Beast wasn't very friendly. It seemed all he was interested in was his precious rose. We asked Belle what was going on. Why does that get its own entire paragraph? That's not how English works. Belle told us...
I will accept those paragraphs over their 10-plus paragraph run-on sentences that just never end.
Okay, fair enough. Belle told us the beast had been acting strange lately and that he locked up the servants in the dungeon. We went to the West Hall to rescue the servants and learn more. But a wardrobe was blocking the door to the basement. Okay, how this is formatted is pissing me off now.
Especially compared to the ones we got back in Twilight Town and Invading Garden, which run on sentences for days there.
Exactly, oh my lord. When we tried to move the wardrobe, it talked. It was a human who had been magically transformed. When Enchantress turned the young master apprentice into a beast because of his cruelty, she transformed all of his servants as well. We defeated the marauding door and entered the dungeon where we found the enchanted servants. Having served the beast for many years, they believed Heartless had caused the change in his
I'm sorry,
demeanor.
they believed what?
They believed Heartless had caused the change in his demeanor. We stepped up to the plate as he first mentioned of Heartless. The servants showed
back in Radiant Garden. Shut up.
us a secret passage. We opened the door, hidden door, and headed for the beast's room. Inside was Zaldin from Organization 13, stoking the flames of the beast's anger. Enraged, the beast set upon us, but he recovered his senses with the servant's help. The beast worried that he had done something terrible to Belle while his mind was not his own. Did they know it was Zaldin by this point?
I mean, the beast would have. No one else would, I don't think.
So weird. Okay, you can read on from here. It's about halfway.
Right. Wanting to talk to Belle, the beast went in search of her, but she was nowhere to be found. Just then, her voice came from the ballroom, calling for help. We fought the beast that had come after Belle. She was unharmed, although Zaldin had escaped. Beast apologized for his behavior, and the two became closer than ever. Still, it may be some time before the spell is broken. He said return to the beast's castle. For now. We visited the castle again. The beast was restless and ill at ease. It was a special day indeed. And he would enjoy an elegant dance with Belle. As the dance was beginning, however, Zaldin appeared and that he had taken that which the beast held very dear. Zaldin had taken the beast's precious rose. Broken-hearted, the beast tried to send Belle and us out of the castle. The rose was key to break the spell cast on beast and his servants. It was their only hope. But there was no time to mope. Don't throw away your last chance, encouraged Sora. The beast found the strength to fight again. The fearless Zaldin looked down upon the revitalized beast. When Kingdom Hearts is ours, we can exist fully and completely. Zoldan tried to kidnap Belle as a way of trapping the beast, but she fought back. We seized that moment to defeat Zoldan. The roses returned safely, and the beast realized that what was truly dear to him. The dance began. The spell will surely be broken any day now.
You know
I was talking really fast. I bit my tongue like 3 times.
You know what I just thought about? And I regret thinking about this in my mind. There probably is an answer to this, but I just can't think of it off the top of my head. So the goal of Organization 13 is to become whole again. At least that's what most of them are. Like, that's their idea, right, or whatever.
That's what a few of them believe. The latter members seem to believe that, at least.
But like, most of them, tutors of Ansem, who is Zelnus, who is Xehanort. So how did people... I'm not going to question anymore. Reunion with Beast!
I'm not even sure what you were questioning.
Never mind. I don't want to think about things anymore. Reunion with the Beast. Sora and his friends see the Beast again, but he is obsessed with his rose. The castle secret. The dungeon held servants who had been transformed into household items. The Beast deceived. The Beast was misled by Organization 13. Ballroom battle. Oh, that is a good capture of that. Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So good. Sora and his friends fought the Heartless, attacking Belle in the ballroom. Dressed up duo. It's their attire that you remember from the movie. The two dressed in their very finest for a fancy formal dance. But, ellipses, the most precious... His rose is stolen. The forlorn beast orders Belle to leave the castle. You know, he's basically like Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. You know, it's his precious. This is a really good capture. Also, yes, Belle's victory. Like, Zoldan doesn't even look like he got something stolen from him. He looks like he's like, "Hey, can I have that back, man?"
Come on, it was really hard to get in the first place. Need it.
Belle seizes just the right moment to get the rose back from Zoldan, which, as we all know, realistically would make no sense given the power of these people. Together forever. Belle smiles at the beast's words. Belle, I'd like you to say, "Aw, reunion with the beast." We already read that.
Yes, we did. On to the next one.
Olympus Coliseum. Alright.
How long is this one going to be? Definitely longer than Beast Castle, but...
Not by too much, to be fair. Alright. We arrived a short distance from the Coliseum and spotted Heartless closing in on a woman. It turned out to be Hercules' friend Megara, who was on her way to ask Hades to give Herc some time off. We were worried for her safety, so we headed to the underworld in her place. Or for the underworld in her place. Meanwhile, Hades was trying to make the warrior Orin, who had been summoned from the underworld, go up against Hercules. That is a whole can of worms I do not want to think about still. Orin refused. We arrived in time to help Orin fight Hades, but the curse of the underworld sapped our strength. Well, wasn't it more like we saw him bring Orin into the world and we weren't trying to stop him initially because we didn't know he was trying to do that?
Not actually sure. It's been too long.
I know. After a bitter struggle, we managed to contain Cerberus and escape the underworld. No, we didn't. Well, actually, yeah, we did. Actually, I take that back. At the same time, Hades was looking for a way to use Sora's Keyblade to unlock the Underworld's Coliseum. Which, again, I don't know why it was so bad to have the Coliseum in the Underworld to begin with. You know, the dead had to have fun.
Seriously, like he's being really generous about it too. Like yeah, no, you die. Well, whatever. You can come back. You're already dead anyway. So what's the harm?
Exactly. We met up with Hercules at the Coliseum when we told him he wanted to teach Hades a thing or two. Herc offered to get us the Olympus Stone, which keeps its bearer safe from the power of the underworld. While Hercules was away, we trained hard under Phil's watchful eye. Yes, very hard.
Yes. Unbelievably hard.
Returned, it was with a heavy heart. The Olympus stone had been stolen by someone dressed in black. Just then, Hades arrived to say he dragged Meg down into the underworld. Herc wanted to go save her right away, but he had a match with the Hydra to worry about. Phil, too, was attacked by someone in black. I'm surprised they haven't called Phil by his full name. We were the only ones who could unravel this mystery.
Don't complain.
Oh yeah, I know. Still suffering from the underworld's curse, we made our way deeper into Hades' lair. We found and defeated a member of Organization 13 and won back the Olympus Stone. I'll read this last little paragraph here. The curse could no longer touch us. Sora discovered a suspicious lock deep within the underworld and unlocked it with the Keyblade. Alright, you can go.
That's where Meg was. But why did James Woods look so happy as he left the scene? Hercules caught up with the party and distracted the enemy so we could take Meg back to the surface. Meg, however, was worried about her. We went back to lend a hand and take down Pete, who had been working for James Woods. James Woods left the party with these chilling words. Maybe you should go check on that Hydra. Hercules was sure he'd defeated the Hydra. It had been revived somehow. So I could tell the Hydra. And now the Coliseum was in ruins. Though we managed to get rid of the beast for good, Herc lost his will to fight and to live. We were concerned. All he could do was trust Meg to take good care of him. Something huge and mysterious had appeared at the underworld entrance. The Underdrome that Zeus had locked up had apparently been unlocked and put back in business. All of us, including Hercules, were forced to participate in the James Woods Cup to be held at the Underdrome. If we made it all the way to the finals, we would have to face Aaron. Hercules was still down on himself, but kept moving up the ranks. The final challengers were deciding. But what was wrong with Aaron, I can't read. He was acting strange. James Woods, the big baddie we'd all been after, had been controlling Aaron with the magical statue. If we could find that statue, Aaron's will would be his own again. We headed for the underworld as first thought to Aaron commenced. We finally found the statue, which contained remnants of Aaron's difficult past. His was strengthened by the very suffering he had to endure. We recovered Aaron's and Herc's feelings for Meg restored his strength as well. We all worked together to defeat James Woods once and for all. And our heroism was commemorated in a constellation that will shine brightly in the night sky forevermore.
I want to see the Sora constellation in real life.
Oh.
Orin versus Hades. Oh, nice Orin versus James Woods. Look at James Woods. He looks so beautiful. Orin is called from the underworld to be an assassin, but refuses to cooperate. You know, it's funny because you call him James Woods semi as a joke, but if you think about it, it literally is his character, and it's barely Hades as you know it. It's Hades on such a base level that it might as well just be James Woods. Heroic reunion. Sora and friends reunite with the hero Hercules at the Coliseum. Megara the captive. Sora goes to rescue Meg and fights Pete, who is in cahoots with James Woods. I wish I was in cahoots with James Woods and Pete.
Know, right?
That sounds like the best trio ever. Me, James Woods, and Pete. Destroyed Coliseum. The once defeated Hydra returns to destroy the Coliseum because it's a Hydra. The James Woods Cup. James Wood plots to put the weakened Hercules in his
Look at all those faces.
Wood Cup tournament. I know, they're so good. You know, you gotta love how, like, Hades probably right now could kill Hercules, but he's like, no, I'm gonna have a bit of fun with it.
Seriously.
James Wood's puppet. James Woods was controlling Orin so he could do away with Hercules. The hero
at least he learned his lesson from last time.
Yeah, that's true. Hercules rescues Megara and feels like a real hero again. Heroes at last. Sora and friends become honorary heroes. I do love how they portrayed him in Kingdom Hearts 3 after none of the games go by the story of the actual movie.
Yeah.
The Kingdom Hearts 3 was like, he's like, screw it! I'm doing what I wanted to do to begin with.
Seriously. Finally. Alright, this one doesn't look like it'll be too long, thankfully.
Yeah. We ran into Iago, former lackey of our old nemesis, Jafar. Why is he our nemesis? I'm pretty sure he's just our enemy. He swore he was a new bird, and so we took him along to the palace to see Aladdin. found Jasmine, who was surprised and upset to see Iago. She must have suspected he was up to no good. I forgot how. Up to no good, making trouble, fuck, whatever. Walking into the town, we heard a peddler shout, "Stop, thief!" Who's chasing after Abu and Aladdin. It looks like Abu had swiped a lamp from the peddler. Aladdin returned it to its rightful owner. That's not in Aladdin's, repertoire. He would not do such a thing.
No way, he would keep for himself.
Exactly. That was the lamp with Jafar in it. Yeah, especially after that, Aladdin would keep it. We couldn't let things stand like that, so we tried to get the peddler to give us the lamp. However, his asking price was a treasure fit for a sultan. I almost read that as a salutation. We couldn't just go looting the palace to buy a measly lamp, though. I mean, yeah, we wouldn't loot the palace because Jasmine would just give us something, duh. Iago pointed out that there might be an appropriate treasure in the Cave of Wonders. We arrived at the Cave of Wonders, former home of the magic lamp, in search of treasure. We disarmed the traps set within the cave and moved further in. At long last, a staircase appeared before us. We opened the door. Again, we don't need an entire paragraph for that. That is half of it, so, it's...
Yeah, okay, I guess it's on me now. Just beyond it was a room filled with treasure. We chose a suitable prize and turned to Agrabah. The peddler's shop was empty. The peddler was being pursued by Pete, who wanted the magic lamp. Pete conjured up some horrors to nab the lamp. They were no match for us. The lamp was sealed away, deep inside the palace. Maybe Iago really had gone straight after all. Things should have been back to normal in Agrabah, ellipses. Jafar had returned. The peddler led him out of the magic lamp. Iago said he was in the desert ruins. Iago led us to an oasis. A sandstorm blocked our way, but Genie's magic helped us get through and continue toward the ruins. But Jafar was nowhere to be found. In fact, Iago had tricked us into going to the ruins. It was a scheme for Jafar to get them away from the palace. We rushed back to the palace and put an end to Jafar's evil ambitions. Genie restored the battle-scarred town in peace once more.
What's up with all this negative space?
I know. I mean, I appreciate it, but still.
The lamp thief. Oh my god, look at the peddler's face. Aladdin was chasing Abu and
I wish you could see Abu's face.
Through the
Does he
streets
not Aladdin?
Quest for treasure. Sora and friends head for the Cave of Wonders to get a treasure for the peddler. Ordeals overcome. Oh god, Sora. They all have 2D mouths except for Iago and Goofy. The Cave of Wonders held mountains of treasure. Bottled up. The lamp Jafar was trapped in was safe deep in the palace basement. Wait, how did it leave the basement then? Jafar is released. Peddler released Jafar from his lamp prison, by accident, but Flying carpets. Sora and friends ride carpet to... It's so weird seeing just ride carpet to the ruins to face Jafar. Jafar's trapped.
I know it's definitely correct.
But Jafar was nowhere to be seen. Oh, look at Donald.
Look at Angry Sora.
His name. Oh, yeah, look at that beautiful picture.
Oh, yes.
Working his magic, Genie restores Agrabah after the destructive battle with Jafar. The Lamp Thief. We already read this and looked at it. To the land of dragons we go.
Finally, well, we probably should have read a lot sooner.
Seriously. We arrived in a bamboo grove and spotted what looked like a huge heartless nearby. It turned out to be Mushu, who had journeyed with us before. Sora met Mulan and learned that Mushu, I almost said Mewtwo, that Mushu is a guardian dragon for her family. She was pretending to be a man so she could join the Imperial Army and face the Huns. Mulan attempted to join the army under the name Ping, but she was turned away. Sora proposed a way for Ping to prove himself. He must complete the captain's assignments as a test of his worth. Ping worked hard on his assignments and grew even stronger.
You're going to think of it, how did Jiminy know that her name was Mulan?
That is a very good question. We didn't find that out
until the way end of the first the visit.
Oh, wait, no, because at the beginning, we learned that Ping is Mulan from...
Well, no, you only find out that she's a woman. You don't find out her name.
Oh, you're right. It's a good question. I don't know that. Although Ping was allowed to join the army, he still wasn't recognized as much of a soldier. That's when Mushu spotted Shan Yu walking into a cave. Ping would become a hero if he could defeat the mighty Hun leader. That's realistically speaking, the Hun leader wouldn't be by himself. So Mushu, you messed up, Eddie Murphy. You messed up. We helped Ping search the cave for Shan Yu, but he was gone. We cleared out a swarm of heartless who had appeared in the cave instead. We were returned to camp to tell the captain of Ping's heroic deed, or when we returned to camp. We found both the village and the troops had been decimated by Shan Yu's army. Faced off against the enemy army at the mountain peak, which was just a ton of heartless.
Yes.
Ping devised an ace attorney strategy, just on my mind, for defeating both Shan Yu and his heartless hordes, but she was revealed to be a woman and expelled from the army. Mulan was ready to give
an attorney simulator soon enough. No. Especially with this game done.
Mulan was to give up and go back home. Then she spotted Shan Yu, who she thought had been defeated, heading for the Imperial City. The Emperor was in real trouble. Now you can take it. I just wanted to do the one sentence paragraph.
We arrived just in time to defeat Shan Yu and keep the Emperor safe. Mulan was praised by both the Emperor and the captain as China's bravest woman. Peace reigned in the land of dragon. Ellipses. Oh, did it? We stopped by the village again and spotted someone dressed in all in black. Mulan joined us as we pursued the man to the mountain's peak. Sora felt something as he came face to face with the man. Could it be Raikou? He ran away before Sora could find out. The giant list showed up instead. It was headed for the Imperial City.
Was that on purpose?
Wait, what?
Was you calling Riku Raikou on purpose?
Yes.
Thank you.
We ran towards the Imperial City, but everything was fine. Black cloaked man had been spotted nearby. We hurried to the palace. The doors were shut tight, but Mulan's quick thinking got us inside, where we found the man in black. Raikou! The man revealed his identity after Sora called out to him. It was Zigbar from Organization 13. We held off the enemy Zigbar sent after us. We went to make sure the Emperor and the captain were safe. They both said that they had met the black-cloaked man earlier. It wasn't Zigbar. Was it Raikou? Just then a huge tremor shook the palace. Giant heartless. We saw that the sun had arrived. It was really slow. We all worked together to defeat and protect the Imperial City. Mulan's brave feats were recognized as she was asked to serve alongside the captain. Sora was confident that Raikou was all right.
Yeah, but Mulan wasn't with us during that battle, probably. I'm pretty sure I had Goofy and Donald with me.
Even if she was, she wouldn't have been able to do anything.
True. Alright. The album, Mushu and Ping. The bamboo grove where Mushu and Mulan, or Ping, who was pretending to be a man. Avalanche! To defeat Shan Yu, Mulan used a cannon to cause a huge avalanche. Mulan.
If this is Kingdom Hearts 3, you'd be running down away from that avalanche.
Yeah.
Everybody would dread it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'd run back up, just go down, then you run back up, just go down. Anyways, Captain Shang discovers Mulan is a woman, and he dismisses her from the army. China's bravest. The Emperor thanks Mulan for defeating Shan Yu and saving China. A man in black. Sora spots a man in a black coat on Tung Shao. The earth shakes. The heartless that emerged from Tung Shao flew towards the city, and yes, he was very slow. Could it be Raikou?
That was a beautiful sword based on that last one, by the way.
It was. Could it be Raikou? The black-coated man at the palace wasn't Raikou, but Zigbar from 13 Organization. I forgot it said Organization.
Neither of us know how to read. You have to forgive us.
Friends. Mulan is recognized for efforts and now serves the Emperor alongside Captain Shang. I don't think
I refuse to believe that you would have ignored a large chest in the background before that picture was taken. I refuse.
I've been lied to! Ooh, 100 Acre Wood.
Okay, this should be short.
There's a lot of negative
of course
space
it isn't.
again. So he's back in the 100 Acre Wood once again. Pooh was in front of his house thinking hard about something or other. When Sora spoke to Pooh, a strange force blew him out back. I'm sorry, I can't, my maturity can't take it! Which was about to be stolen by Heartless. Sora got it back and went inside, only to find that Pooh's house was all that was left. Sora was relieved to learn that Pooh was sound. Sorry. Something was wrong. The pages the Heartless had torn out affected Pooh's memory. He could hardly remember a thing. When Sora arrived with the torn page, a tree with a tiny door appeared. Sora spotted Piglet being blown around by the wind. Piglet was finally rescued, but was stunned that Pooh had forgotten him and that he was carried off by the wind yet again. Sora tried to help Piglet, who had to jump down from a high perch. This courageous act jogged Pooh's memory a little. He remembered Piglet, but still didn't recognize Sora. When Sora arrived with the torn, more like Pooh-hoo, with the torn page, a tree surrounded by a garden appeared. Pooh didn't remember Eeyore either. The donkey suspected Pooh's memory would improve with a full stomach, so he led them to a stash of honey. I'll read this last paragraph here, even though I think it's going to be a little past half. But the honey didn't seem to help Pooh. Actually, no, there's a lot of negative space. You should read from here.
Okay, fine. But the honey didn't seem to help Pooh remember a thing. Rabbit, whose honey Pooh was eating, thought the bear might need to get even more of the sweet and gooey treats. That didn't help either. Go figure. Haunting Rabbit racked his brain. Pooh remembered both the rabbit and Eeyore, although Sora was still a stranger to him. Somebody I don't know. When Sora arrived with the torn page, a tree full of packages appeared. Worried about Pooh, Kangaroo brought over some medicine for him, but Tigger bounced away with it. The scoundrel. Tigger suggested that Pooh's memory might return if everyone bounced together. But surprise, surprise, Pooh's memory remained as blank as ever. The downhearted Tigger got back Pooh's memories of the rest of his friends. That sounds horrible. Then in a dream, Pooh seemed to remember everything else. And Sora arrived with torn page. A spooky-looking cave appeared. Ooh. It looks like Pooh had gone into the cave all by himself. He had been looking for someone who made him a very special promise. That turned out to be Sora. And Sora took each other's hand and headed back happy, surrounded by their friends. When Sora arrived with the torn page, a hill surrounded by a starry sky appeared. We're still going. Pooh had gotten his head stuck in a honey pot, silly bear. Pooh was looking for a way to keep Sora from leaving. Oh, should I do so you won't go far away? Yes. Sora pointed to Pooh's heart and told him that he'll always be right there.
Aw, that's wholesome. Okay, there's just barely any things in the album here. Memories lost. The list tore up the storybook, and now Pooh can't remember a thing. Also, Pooh is walking like a zombie.
And Sora's face is magical.
Memories found. Pooh's memory of his friends in the 100-acre wood started coming back. Aw, look at depressed Tigger. That's upsetting.
So, like, my friends are sad, and they're not usually sad. I remember everything!
I know, right? Sora remembered. Pooh suddenly remembered Sora. It's so weird seeing Sora remembered, and then it says Pooh suddenly remembered Sora, because I'm more thinking like...
So you used to remember something, or... I guess it is fair enough, to, at least in this game, for people to remember Sora.
Yeah. I'm always here. Sora promises Pooh and friends, I'll always be with you, right here, and he points towards Pooh's home. Alright, time for the Pride Lands. Another kind of short one.
To the Magic Land.
We arrived in a George, only to be threatened by Hyena. We had to practice moving around so Sora, Donald, and Goofy could get used to their new jungle attire. Then they met Nala, a lioness cornered by Heartless. She told us about the sad state of her homeland, and Sora agreed to help make things right. But according to the shaman Rafiki, whoever saved the Pride Lands would be king, Sora just wasn't qualified. That is very untrue, but whatever. As we started to leave the Pride Lands, we were surrounded by King Scar and his hyena henchmen, but Nala helped us escape. When Sora asked her if there was anyone else who could be king, she muttered, "If only Simba was here." Simba had fought alongside Sora a year earlier. Nala was thrilled to hear the news. Scar had told Nala that Simba had died along with Mufasa, their last king. Just then, Rafiki appeared and pointed towards the oasis. That's where Simba was. Nala asked him to come back to the Pride Lands, but Simba declined, saying it was better to forget the past and live for today. Hakuna Matata! Wonderful phrase. Simba had been blaming himself for his father's death, when he saw a vision of his father, who gave him the courage to return to the Pride Lands. Hey, that happens in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simba challenged Scar to a fight, during which he learned the truth. Scar had killed his father Mufasa. Simba roared with anger. Simba defeated Scar and let out a roar of triumph from the Pride Rock Overlook. The lionesses responded to his call as their new king ascended to his throne. Simba is king of the Pride Lands, until Sora gets greedy and tries to take over. He met up with the hyenas on the savannah. They could only laugh at the very mention of Simba, the new king. Thinking this was strange, we set off to see Simba when Scar's ghost appeared. Although this may have been a sign that the kingdom was in decline, Simba seemed unwilling to take any action. His choice caused great unease among his subjects. Simba had a reason for his inability to act. He was tied up and thinking, what would my father have done? We helped him realize that his own decisions were more important, and Simba regained his confidence as a leader. According to Rafiki, Scar's ghost is a manifestation of Simba's weakness. I have so many questions about that are never going to get answered, but okay. We headed for Elephant Graveyard to just what the mystic mandrill meant by these words. We asked the hyenas about Scar's ghost, who suddenly reappeared. Simba ran away. We gave Simba some much-needed encouragement, and he in turn realized how his many friends were there for him. Simba defeated Scar's ghost at last. Simba rescued Nala from the hands of a giant hyenas. She's reigned over the Pride Lands once again.
You have to read the ghost text.
Blankety, blankety, blank.
I was hoping you would just stay in silence for a moment. I'd be like, thank you. Animal Kingdom. Ooh, I'll go to the Animal Kingdom. Sora and friends arrive at Pride Lands, the kingdom of the animals. Reunion with... Hey, no. Reunion with Simba. The three reunite with Simba. You see half of Simba's face. You don't even see his entire face. Disappointing. Finding yourself, Simba overcomes the past and takes a stand to save the kingdom.
Once again, you do not see his face. Once again, you do not see his full face. They are afraid of showing his full face.
Having defeated Scar, Simba becomes the new king of the Pride Lands. Scar's Phantom. That just looks like a big black blob of darkness. Scar's ghost
we see a lot of that in this game.
Throughout the kingdom. They show his whole face.
Finally, his face!
Losing yourself. Cornered by Scar's ghost, Simba loses his self-confidence. Simba renewed. The heart in Simba resolves to rule the kingdom in his own way. Giant Heartless. Scar's ghost became a giant Heartless and attacked the Pride Lands. And that's that.
That was all of them. Okay, on to the best level in this game, right?
Oh, this one's a short one by far.
Be careful, we don't want to...
You're right. So, and friends paid a visit to Atlantica, the kingdom under the sea, and got to see Ariel again. Everyone was geared up for a big musical, but Ariel just couldn't stay focused on rehearsals. Sebastian asked Sora, Donald, and Goofy, thank you for saying it in the right order, to perform, but even then, Ariel's mind seemed to be somewhere else. It turned out that she was curious about the human world. Flounder suggested showing her a statue he found, thinking it would cheer her up, since Ariel loves things from the surface. Ariel was spellbound by Flounder's gift. It turned out to be a statue of the man she had her eyes on. Okay, I guess you get to take over, because this is short.
This is really short. Ariel was in love with the human prince. But he lived in the human world, and Ariel would have to become a human to be with him. Ursula convinced her to trade her voice for a chance to do so. Ariel and Eric had a lovely time together, but Ursula had other plans. Wahaha! Sora stopped him from using Ariel's voice to steal Eric away. But King Triton was transformed when trying to stand up for his daughter. Thankfully, Eric came to the rescue. He joined forces with Sora and his friends, and they defeated the Sea Witch. How? I don't know. Eric learned that Ariel is a mermaid, but that didn't change his feelings for her. They were meant to be together. Sebastian's musical was a big hit with Sora, Donald, and Goofy playing major roles. Thus, Land and Sea came together as one.
At least they have the trio in the correct order.
Yes, it's very important.
There's 4 pictures here. Chance meeting. Ariel rescues a drifting Eric on a stormy night. Ariel the human. Ariel signs a contract with Ursula, trading her beautiful voice in exchange for human form. Battle with Ursula. Wielding the trident, the supersized Ursula attacks. Two worlds now one. Ariel's wishes come true as land and sea comes together.
Magic faces again. By the way, just that up.
They truly are magical. Disney Castle.
Disney Castle, this probably won't be too long, thankfully.
Yeah, I didn't know if it's like the. Oh yeah, this one's really short. We stopped by Disney Castle, but something wasn't quite right. Heartless had appeared in the peaceful castle. We got to the specifics from Queen Minnie, then split up to get to the bottom of things. Sora and Queen Minnie headed for the audience chamber, mowing down the Heartless along the way. And yes, Minnie did actually do that. I'll give her credit there.
Yes, she did more of it than Sora did.
Exactly. The reason for the crisis was revealed in the Hall of Cornerstone, hidden beneath the throne. Cornerstone of light that kept the castle peaceful was being overgrown by thorns. It was Maleficent's doing, and you take over for the rest.
We took Queen Minnie's advice and headed for Hollow Bastion. Merlin created a mysterious door for us. He said we could restore the castle by closing another door beyond this one. We stepped into the world beyond the mysterious door, where we came face to face with a rather nostalgic black and white world. The door was connected to the past. Maleficent and Pete wanted to change the past and make the castle their own. But we put an end to their devious plans, and the castle was peaceful once more. Now, a simple description like that's all you needed back for Radiant Garden. But no.
Disney Castle, why are you T-posing there, buddy?
Yeah, to say, I'm dangerously close to T-pose.
Sora arrives at Disney Castle, guided by Queen Minnie's fervent wish. Meeting the Queen, Sora and friends speak with the Queen about the trouble at the castle. Cornerstone. Maleficent was behind the thorns filling the hall of the Cornerstone. Peace returns, but protecting Cornerstone in the past, the castle grew peaceful once more. Look at Donald. This
is one of the best images taken before disaster that I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
But you know what happens 5 seconds later.
I expected this one to be kind of short too. Tron has to be pretty short too. We made our way through Merlin's door into a black and white world on a quest to save the castle. We ran into Pete, but he was like a completely different person. He wasn't evil. Maybe he wasn't the one who fooled with the castle. While searching for another mysterious door, we discovered a suspicious window. We tugged on the pull cord and saw what happened in this world moments before we arrived. We knocked on another window and saw Maleficent angrily scolding someone. Yet another window showed a door identical to the one Merlin had made. It must lead to some black and white world, or to the same black and white world.
Right, so you're halfway there. Finally, we learned the truth. These mysterious doors were connected to the past, and that's exactly when we were. The final window showed Pete, not as he was when we first met him in this world, but as Pete, the villain. We brought Pete's boat to a halt and kept the cornerstone of safe from harm. So as scared, sealed the door shut, so Pete wouldn't be able to come back to the past. The cornerstone was returned to its rightful home, banishing darkness from the castle from good.
Pete? Pete in the black and white world was the Pete of the past. The Pete? Sora and friends fought the Heartless and rescued the king of the past. Pete and repeat. Haha.
Nice.
Pete fought with his past self over his own steamboat. Well, the boy was thanks for recovering the steamboat. Sora got to take it for a spin. I don't know if that's safe. I don't think he knows how to run a steamboat. Hoyt Royale. Another kind of long one, comparatively.
Yeah, this is one of the longest ones we've had in a while.
Here we go. When we arrived at Port Royal, there was some kind of disturbance down at the harbor. There we found Pete and a crew of undead pirates. They said something about a medallion and headed into town. We followed them just in time to see the governor's daughter, Elizabeth, getting kidnapped by the pirates. We went after them along with a young man named Will. But the pirates had already set sail. We managed to persuade Jack Sparrow, a lone pirate we met at the harbor, to take the Royal Navy's interceptor and go after the pirate ship, Black Pearl. Meanwhile, Barbossa was divulging... Am I being yelled at? I can't tell. Meanwhile, Barbossa was divulging his secret because they stole certain Aztec medallions. He and his crew were put under a horrible curse. To break the curse, all the medallions must be restored to their chests and the blood repaid. Yeah, it's pretty dark for this story, or for this game. It turned out the Black Pearl was Jack's boat, with which Barbossa had stolen. The reason I almost read that as the reason Blackjack. The reason Jack helped us was so he could get his boat back. With compass in hand, Jack guided the interceptor across the seas. Oh my god, this is a long paragraph. We arrived at Isle de Murta, the resting place for the cursed gold, or the cursed gold, I guess it'd be. We were told to watch the boat while Will and Jack set off to rescue Elizabeth. But no one returned. When no one returned, we started worrying. Inside the island cave, the Rackus? Rackus? I'm going to assume it's Rackus. A pirate stood before all the medallions. I've never seen the word before. They had finally tracked down. Now the blood could be repaid and curse could be broken. Except that Elizabeth's blood had no effect at all. While the pirates bickered over their plight, Will escaped with Elizabeth.
Looks like
this will be this will be my last one.
And
the truth came to light on the way back to Port Royal. The key to breaking the curse wasn't Elizabeth's blood, but that of Will's father, the blood of a pirate. The blood to be repaid ran in Will's veins. The scheming Barbossa tracked down the interceptor, kidnapping Will and rigging the ship with gunpowder.
All of us, including Jack, were in a real pinch, but together we overcame the crises and set off to rescue Will. Our battle with Barbossa ended in victory, and thanks to Blackjack himself being cursed, no less. Will and Elizabeth were relieved to be together again, and Jack Black set sail on the Pearl once more. The town was peaceful, but was it? Our return to Port Royal was once again met with some sort of fuss down at the harbour. The curse was supposed to be lifted, but sure enough, undead pirates were the source of the ruckus. With Jack's help, he put them in line. Then Elizabeth showed up. Will, thinking the medallions might be the source of the problem, set off for Isle del Murta. We went out to see per Elizabeth's wishes and found Will drifting in a shipwreck. He said Organization 13 took the medallions. Jack wanted nothing to do with it, but then a member of the organization showed up. He invoked Parley from Pirate's Code, paid off with several of the gold medallions, and all the fuss, we were attacked by a monster, and the interceptor was sunk. We washed up in a ship graveyard. For some reason, Jack alone had fallen under the monster's curse. They're making us pirates look apprehensive, said Jack, as we set off after the organization and the gold. The final battle was to be in Port Royal, because of course it is. We defeated the monster and removed Jack's curse. The organization got away, but Port Royal would be at peace once the Aztec gold was at the bottom of the sea. Legendary pirate Jack Sparrow set off with the Black Pearl for another adventure.
I'm glad you called him both Black Jack and Jack Black.
Of course.
Steadfast
I wanted to
friends.
keep it up, but it felt like it was going to be a mouthful really fast. So.
Fair enough. Steadfast friends. Sora and friends go with Will in search of the pirates who took Elizabeth. The undead curse. Oh, he's drinking wine. Cursed treasure made the pirates horrifically skeletal in the moonlight. A close call. Barbossa's scurvy scheming put Sora and friends in a real fix, lifting the curse. Jack Black used the power of the curse to defeat his old nemesis Barbossa. Curse returns. The curse should have been lifted, but the undead pirates were back again. Parley! Luxord, or Luxord, depending on however you want to pronounce it, of the Organization 13 is seized his chance to call a Huntless to Port Royal. Determined to put a stop to the organization, Blackjack, Sora, and friends head for Port Royal.
Okay, I've heard of 2D mouths, but he had a 2D head.
Did he really?
Really fun. Yes.
Oh my god.
Jack did.
Battle
Great.
spoils. After sinking the Aztec gold, Jack asked for the Keyblade as a reward. He's technically a Keyblade wielder
The
now.
Keyblade Master, now, yeah.
That's how it works.
That's how it was established in Birth by Sleep.
He's been bequeathed the Keyblade.
Like, you don't even need to get permission, because Aqua didn't give Kyrie permission.
Yep.
It just happened.
Steadfast friends. Sora and friends go with Will. Yeah, we're okay. We already read that. Halloween Town. Halloween. We stopped by Halloween Town, puzzled by its new appearance. Since Christmas, Jack had decorated the town in hopes of handling the holiday himself this year. Unaware of Sally's feelings of dread, Jack set off to see Santa Claus, or Sandy Claus, if you prefer.
Of course.
Just then, Heartless appeared in the town. How is Santa supposed to relax with all this going on? Wouldn't it be Sandy, Jack?
Yes.
Jack fretted and asked us to be Santa's bodyguards. Santa lived in Christmas Town, where a colorful scene unfolded before us as we walked through the gates. But there were Heartless here too. We fought as one and made our way to Santa's house. We were happy to see that Santa was safe and sound when a loud noise came from the back room. Lock, Shock, and Barrel were spotted running out of the toy workshop. We followed the trio's footprints back to Halloween Town and found the three pranksters who said Oogie had returned. Just before running away, it was then that the party learned that Maleficent had brought Oogie back to life. Sally's intuition had been right on. The newly revived Oogie kidnapped Sandy Claus.
Alright, I can take over here. We hurried back to Christmas Town in pursuit of Oogie. Oogie was trying to take over the toy workshop, but we defeated him handily. With that taken care of, Jack told Santa that he'd like to deliver the presents this time. Santa reminded Jack that he had his own special role to play, so Jack returned to his post as the Pumpkin King. For shame. Christmas was right around the corner. We stopped by Halloween Town and found presents scattered all over the place. We returned them to Sandy Claus, who said that they had all been stolen. We were about to set out with Jack to find the culprit when we heard a noise coming from the toy workshop. We went into the workshop where we found Lock, Shock, and Barrel, who said they were only looking for parts for the doctor's experiment. Sally arrived and said, Heartless had appeared in town square. I am terrible at past tense, apparently. I'm sorry about that. But they have been responsible. Heartless didn't steal any presents. And now the doctor's experiment had been stolen too. Who on earth could the thief be? He would have to lure them in somehow. We borrowed Sandy Claus's workshop to make decoy presents. We used these presents to set a trap for the thief. The plan was a great success. We caught the thief right away, and it turned out to be the doctor's experiment. Dun dun dun! It had been searching for a of its own in all of the wrapped presents. As the snow fell, Jack Black received a precious gift from Sally, who shared her feelings with him.
Oh my god, Jack Black. Bless Jack Black. Merry Halloween. Jack was all fired up from bringing Christmas to Halloween Town. Sandy Claus! Sora meets Sandy Claus at Christmas time. Oogie is back! Oh, look at the kids in the background. Maleficent brought the malevolent Boogie Boogie back to life. Santa Jack. Santa helps Jack remember what he does best. Present
Being
thief.
Sandy Claus.
Yes, of course. That's him. He's Sandy Claus.
Well, yeah.
Accused of stealing presents, Jack goes in search of the real thief. Mischievous trio.
Look, we can't read, okay? Ace Attorney's gonna be amazing.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel had nothing to do with the theft. The real culprits. Dr. Finkelstein's experiment pilfered the presents. From the heart.
The what?
From the heart.
Thank you.
Counts isn't what's in the present, but the act of giving it. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, we finally get an easy one. Then we get a hard one.
More.
Space Paranoids. Why is this so long?
This is longer than several of the other stages.
Seriously, it's longer than like Disney Castle.
and Timeless River combined.
Seriously. When we fiddled with Ansem's computer, the MCP sucked us into the computer system. Taught by Commander Sark, we were sent to a pit cell where we met Tron, a security program. With Tron's help, we broke out of the cell and headed for the energy core in the canyon. We needed it to restore power to the terminal leading back to the outside world. With everything for our return journey in order, Tron asked us a favor. To gain access to the data space known as the DTD, we needed to find Tron's user and ask him the password. The user? None other than Ansem. Back in the outside world, we used scribbles on a blueprint, Door to Darkness. And the Door to Darkness! And the King's Own hints to figure out the password. The names of the 7 princesses that were used to open that very door. Tron tried the password right away, unlocking the data space. MCP sent a hostile program, putting the town itself into danger. Town? What town? We hurried to the IO.
Rain Garden.
Yeah, Radiant Guard. Sorry, I was thinking of what's it called? The entirety of Space Paranoid. I'm like, what?
No.
We hurried to the IO tower, but the program remained undisrupted. By destroying the hostile program, we were able to save the town, and you take off.
I can take it from here. After the battle, Tron told us more about Ansem. Both Tron and the MCP were improved by Ansem. But why would the same person restore 2 opposing programs? The mysteries remained, and they will continue to remain. But we figured he'd find the answer eventually. Having gained a special connection to Tron, we returned to the outside world. Things should have calmed down in the computer world. Ellipses. The town is facing a crisis because of the MCP, so we headed back to the computer world again! It seemed the MCP was ready to wage all-out war against the users. Reunited with Tron, we went to download a program designed to destroy the MCP for good. Leon was doing his part in the outside world too by running very slowly. At the I.O. tower, we downloaded the program, powering up Tron and giving us access to a solar sailor in the process. The final battle was at hand, Ellipses. We boarded the solar sailor and headed for the MCP's mesa. We defeated Sock and thwarted the MCP's plans to conquer all. We made a promise of Tron to meet again and parted ways. Tron used his control of the system to send us a gift, a view of the town in its early days.
That's how we learned it was called Radiant Garden.
Yes.
Meeting Tron. Sora and friends meet Tron inside a computer program. Playing the game. Commander Sark forces Sora and friends onto the game grid. Hostile program. The MCP extracts a program from the data space that will destroy the town. Tron's user. Ansem the Wise produced Tron and the MCP. MCP runs amok. The MCP churned out this to invade the real-life town. The Solar Sailor. Sora and friends ride the Solar Sailor toward the MCP's central computer core. MCP face-off. Sora and friends have a showdown with the MCP. Farewell, Tron.
Okay.
Tron bids his new friends farewell. Goodbye, Tron.
Farewell,
Forever.
Tron.
Now it's time for the world that never was. Not as big, actually.
Okay, the bar doesn't actually look as big as I thought it would.
Yeah. Except that last paragraph is like a monster. Jeez. Axel used the last of his strength to help us escape the darkness.
Yeah, we covered this in Twilight Town.
Ourselves in a town bathed in eerie moon light. It seemed Kyrie was being held in the dungeon of this town's castle. We were on our way to the castle when a man in a black coat blocked our path. He was wielding the Keyblade and bragging about how he defeated Raikou. Ellipses. But Sora was the only one who saw him. Tell me why he picked you, he said, and after losing his battle with Sora, he disappeared, looking somehow satisfied.
Sorry, he was wielding a what?
Keyblade!
Thank you.
Organization 13 Sykes was waiting for us in the pitch black castle, and pointed at the moon in the night sky. But there was no moon. It was Kingdom Hearts! And it must have absorbed countless hearts to grow to that size. The organization... Huh?
Countless what's?
Countless hearts! Sorry.
Thank you.
The organization doesn't need you anymore, Sykes scoffed. and summoned masses of heartless to do Sora in. That's when we heard a familiar voice, an old familiar voice. Kyrie! But there was no time to celebrate as the enemies kept coming in droves. Kyrie stepped in at the end, in to end the battle and rescue Sora. The one who had lent a hand to Kyrie was the false Ansem. Xehanort apprenticed Ansem the Wise. Sora was at a loss. And then there was the fact that Organization 13's Xigbar called him Roxas. Defeating Xigbar, however, brought Sora no closer to the truth. We're up with all these paragraphs being so long.
I guess now we know why the bar wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Because the paragraphs are huge.
Sora finally pushed through the throngs of Heartless and made his way to Kyrie. Watching over the two as they embrace in joyous reunion was Xehanort's Heartless Raikou. Diz, who had been observing the battle, told the king his true identity. Diz was the real Ansem the Wise, and his apprentice, Xehanort's nobody, was Xemnas, leader of Organization 13. We had already defeated Xehanort's Heartless in battle once before, when he went by the name Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. After his defeat, however, he latched on to Riku's heart and began drawing him into the darkness. Riku didn't give in to the darkness. He needed to use its power. Riku chose that form so he could harness the power of darkness. This paragraph won't end.
I should have taken over like 3 paragraphs ago.
Everyone agreed with Sora. There's still Riku no matter what. Oh, it's the end of this. No matter what, if the battle was what was keeping the power of darkness around, it was time to finish the fight once and for all. Jesus.
That was ridiculous. It looks like this one might have the potential to be bad too, so... Oh yay. After taking on Luxo to Saix, we learned the truth about Roxas. Roxas is your nobody, Sora. Roxas had been taken in by Xemnas and made a member of Organization 13, but wanting to meet Sora, had seemingly abandoned the shady group. I wish I could have met him too, muttered Sora. Riku pointed to Sora's hut, and I guess I get my own version of this terrible paragraph nonsense. Okay, the Roxas was within. Meanwhile, the king and Ansem the Wise were using a device to try to stop Kingdom Hearts, but it began to malfunction. There seemed no one to contain the power of Hearts.
Oh my god.
In the massive Kingdom Hearts. Once Ansem realized the truth about the human heart, he decided to listen to what his own heart. Also, I missed before, so sorry about that. Telling him he accepted his fate at the hands of the device, which had run amok and was going to explode. The explosion scattered the hearts that were masked within Kingdom Hearts, raining on us all. When the shadow had lifted, Riku had regained his troop. That was first in your paragraph.
Jesus.
Lives in Pete opened the path to the final battle. They too had chosen what to do with the hearts commanded, and no one could interfere with their resolve. We joined together to battle Xemnas. When we cornered him, he extended the power of Kingdom Hearts and vanished. The world would be in great danger if we just let him escape. The door appeared in a brilliant flash of light, waiting for us. The world's opened this path for us. Looks like they're dependent on us to make sure they stay safe. With strong hearts, we went on to fight our final battle. Our dear friends by our side. We were scared of that last paragraph, but there were 2 before it that were way worse.
Seriously. And there's only 4 images?
You could have gone with at least 10.
A man in a black coat suddenly appears, but who is he really? I don't know. Reunion. His journey over. Riku reunites with Sora and Kairi, but has taken Ansem's form. Aw, Sora's depressed. What will happen when Kingdom Hearts exploded? Riku got his old look back. The final door. Xemnas, the last member of Organization 13, vanished through the final door. Wow.
So are we gonna bring up the fact that they keep referring to Roxas as a man, but Sora is referred to as a boy, but they're supposed to be the same age? I don't get it.
I don't either. But that is the entire journal. Kingdom
It only
Hearts
took us 3
2.
videos.
Yeah.
Or I guess 2.5 if you don't
Yeah,
count
it's more like
the
2.5.
getting the reaction commands in the last one.
We did it, guys, and we end where we started in the place where we had Roxas.
Of course.
As Sora looks like he's gonna kill.
How long has this video gone on for?
You know, it was around what I was predicting, actually. A little shorter than that, what I was predicting. 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Alright, not too bad then.
Yeah, I thought this would be about 1 hour and 30, if not longer, but you know what? That's pretty good. So, well, that's the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, guys.
Finally!
We have Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance going on currently. And
We just started that recently.
Yep. And Ace Attorney will be starting very, very soon.
Yeah, once we finish up Banjo, which Banjo's very near being done. And it's only going to get faster now, so...
So we'll see you guys in the next video for whatever you guys end up joining us for. All right. Thanks for watching, Chicken Tenders. And if anybody was curious on the full play time, including the reading, 58 hours, 32 minutes. There you go. All right. See you guys in the next LP. Goodbye, Chicken Tenders.
Bye-bye. Toaster.